Hello, I am here to inform you of a new spotted entity. If you've seen there's also been 2 incidents or reports of this entity. For now, we'll call it the glitch. We don't have an official name. What is the glitch? This glitch is an unknown entity that stays in servers with dark quarters. First, its looks. The entity has a color scheme of white and red. Please, if you possibly see that, we'll go on to safety first. The 2 incidents came from one, a user that was playing Flickr. They shared a Dree screenshots. However, when talked about it, said they took Dree pictures, and all of a sudden a thing glitched out. It shows that this entity has the ability to take control of stuff out of Roblox, including your pictures. Which is unusual for an entity that's from Roblox. The second was from a user playing a game. Was from a user playing 99 Nights in the Woods, or that survived 99 nights in the woods. The Dree pictures recovered. Luckily, they followed one of the safety protocols. Safety protocols will be reported later. But first, we'll go on to this. Powers. The entity has the power to A, kick you from the game, B, get you banned for up to 1 week, or the worst, take over your account. So, if you see this entity at certain parts, leave. However, if you see certain thing of the entity, leave as soon as after you see it, or else it's too late. Safety protocols. If you see a yellow and red eye in the dark, no, the entity uses the dark. It can be any size, so it's unknown if the entity is small or can morph its size. However, depending on the size of the thing, the eyes are big, which means players suspect it's either A, is the dark, or uses the dark to inhabit. And still unknown. However, if you see its eyes in the dark, please leave the server immediately. However, if you see its mouth, which is a red smile, or white, please leave immediately. Again, if you see a red or white smile themed eye in the dark of any area, please leave immediately for safety. Again, please leave immediately. Next. However, if you see 1 eye in its mouth or 2 eyes in its mouth, deal with the player in the 99 Nights in the Woods incident did, and leave immediately. The Flickr player didn't, but still left, even though they didn't see both ones. Both players are A-okay, for your knowledge. But part 2, and the most important part. What games to avoid? It hides in dark places, so avoid the games like Forsaken, Danny's World, or 99 Nights in the Woods. If it's a game like Danny's World, which once you leave the match, you'll enter a new lobby. Please leave that match and continue playing. That's the only concern. Have a game like Forsaken. Forsaken and you enter the same match after you see you around and you see it somewhere inside the match or out, leave the server. You're advised to leave the server entirely if you found it in the server. However, again, in games like Danny thought, that is very unlikely to happen to the server being white, or the main lobby. And completely avoid playing games like Brookhaven for this main reason. Yeah, it has dark spaces, but the dark spaces location are reserved for house. However, the problem is the houses. However, the dark spaces are only resumed for certain houses and parts of the map. Since the parts of the map with the dark spaces are very hidden, you won't be able. It'll be very hard to tell if the entities in your server. So completely avoid playing games like Brookhaven that have dark spaces. The dark spaces are very hidden, as that can contain extreme risk of the entity. Note, if it does just like that, players can see its both mouth and face. It doesn't mean you have to see it. It means that it's gonna hack someone, and that means you should leave immediately. Because of the dark spaces in Brookhaven, completely avoid playing it entirely. Stay safe and report any footage which unknown what the whole body of the entity is. But again, avoid games like Forsaken, Brookhaven, Dandy's World, Blox Fruits, Pressure, Doors, horror games in general, and more. If joined any of these games, you're at your own risk. So try to avoid them as much as possible. And if the night event happens in Grow Garden, leave immediately, as it's only way to join. So take the warning and avoid this entity. Again, it's still unknown what this entity's purpose is. However, to all of the players' knowledge, the entity's purpose is not a good purpose. Please submit name ideas to this entity. I will give more reports if the entity's full body is found, because that'll be an amazing advancement. Due to the entity's full body still unknown. And if you have more info or your own personal encounters, please tag me in it. Especially that I'm the creator of the entity, so yeah, please give me credit for my entity and tag me in it. But anyways, stay safe.